Hi guys, I'm Trainer Dan and we're looking at an incline bench press and the technique and function of it. So you've got your bench and you've got it set on an incline. I'll start off with the basics on your setup here, and that is we're going to look for optimally a 45-degree angle. If we're too high, we tend to place a little bit more emphasis on the anterior delts rather than hitting in on the upper chest, so just be aware of that. I find a 45-degree angle tends to hit me the best, but you go for it yourself where you get the most sensation. I find if it's any higher, let's say it'll just hit in the shoulders a little bit more. I'm not against dropping it slightly. You will engage a little bit more of the rest of the chest rather than sort of isolating or emphasising the work through the upper portion of the chest. But have a play with that on how you feel. But this is, for me, this is an optimum position for me. The next bit I want to look at is your seat. Now, if you've got a seat that will adjust and tip up like mine, I do recommend doing that. When you lift up into that position, it will just keep you stuck on that bench. And what will happen is, the reason I like this, is when you start to get fatigued, there can be a tendency to kind of roll down the bench and start lifting your hips upwards. And this kind of just helps prevent you do that a little bit more. And when you slide down, what will tend to happen is the dumbbells will lift up above the head, and it just takes all the emphasis out of the chest. Okay, so it's worth bearing in mind. Get that incline on, it will really jam you in position. And if you've been used to doing an incline bench without that, try it. It will actually, you'll feel the difference in your bench press. It'll just put you in a bit of a better position. So, let's get through some basics on here. You'll grab your dumbbells and then set yourself into position. Now, if you're working with heavier dumbbells, I always say the best way to get these up into position is start yourself forwards, get the dumbbells into the top of the shoulders, and then all you've got to do really is just lie back and you're kind of set. Then from there, get yourself straight to the top and then start to adjust your position from there. And make sure your shoulders are back on the bench. We want the wrists in line, and with this technique, I've put it down as a standard technique, we're meeting the dumbbells in at the center. So start there because that is going to be our return point, okay? Now these wrists in line is absolutely crucial for keeping the weight in the chest. The more we start to drop the wrist backwards, you will find it will hit the shoulders a little bit more. We want it in the chest as much as possible, so keep those wrists up in line and your body will fight you to drop those wrists back. So it's something that you're going to have to manage and practice as you go through. Now shape-wise, we're going to open the dumbbells out as we come down. We're trying to produce a nice box shape there, so I've got the dumbbells either side of the shoulders, keeping the wrists in line. I like to feel a stretch on the chest, but go with your own flexibility on how low you can go. You don't want to obviously overstretch where you're hurting yourself, but if you can feel a good stretch, and then squeeze up through that alignment and then meet in. So I'll give you a couple of reps for example. My emphasis has got to be the actual press upwards and then meet in. What I tend to see happen, especially when you fatigue, is you can end up coming short, so the reps come up this way. Okay, so I'll just show you again. They'll tend to come in to the center rather than maintaining this kind of box shape. So get the push out and then meet in on that final point, keeping the chest inflated and shoulders back all the time through that range of movement, and try and get that breathing in order. So you breathe out through that lift and then breathe in on the way down. So maintain shape. It's that box shape that you're looking for. And when you're finished on your return, drop to your shoulders and then just sit yourself up. What I do not like to see, and don't do this because there's a chance you're going to hurt your biceps, and that is when people just literally from there just let the dumbbells go down and drop onto the floor. You can really hurt your biceps doing that, so drop to your shoulders, sit yourself up, and that is a nice kind of safe position. And that is your incline dumbbell chest press.